Good morning, everyone. Deanne here. I wanted to come on and show you how I did my windmill. It's made with foam board from the Dollar Tree, and the basket is um, it's a tobacco basket. Is what it's called. I got it from Ace, where it was like $5 on sale, and then the flowers and the ribbon are from the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure about these. Some of the flowers might be from Ace. So I'm just going to get right into it and show you how I made this because it's like the second time I've tried to do this now. I'm going to show you the painting technique, and then I'm going to put another one together with you because this way was nice, but it tore a couple places. That's how I ended up with the flowers and the bow at the bottom to hide my oopsies. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Get up to it. You can see here you punch a hole in each blade, and you string your wire through. Well, when I did that, a couple of them tore on me. I guess I was too rough, but I think I came up with another way to do it that's just as nice. But if not, you can do it this way too. So, all right, let's get right into it. I've already cut out, well, the original one I did, the blades are cut at 3 inches, 1.5 inches, and then 5 inches long. And then you're going to use that as your template and cut out all your pieces with your X-Acto knife out of the foam board. The one we're doing now, you can see it's larger. It is 2 inches by 4 inches, and the length is 6 inches. So that's what these are. So you're going to cut those all out. You're going to use wooden skewers. You can get those at, I think, the Dollar Tree. You can get them at any grocery store. I hot glued it to the back, and I used a lot of hot glue to make sure it stayed. And then I painted it with, let's see, it's called pewter gray. Pewter gray. And when I'm working with the foam board, I don't know if it's just the Dollar Tree kind or if it's all foam board. I like to paint the edges first. That helps seal in so your paper doesn't bubble. Because, let me show you what I'm talking about. I do acrylic pours, and I like to do it on foam board. I'll use them for ATCs, artist trading cards, or greeting cards, or any kind of project. And when you do, you don't cover the edges with paint. You just paint it on, and then it literally peels off. You can see that. This is the paper backing. That's this. But see, right now it's pretty good. But this is on the back of this. So it peels right off, and it's really great for cutting and decoupaging, and it's really fun to work with. I have a video on my YouTube if you want to see how I did that. So that's why I always paint the edges first. Just a little tip there. So then you're going to paint the whole thing with the pewter gray, and then you're going to take a metallic shimmering silver is what I used. And you will also need, I got from Walmart. It's called light brown, but to me it looks like a rust color. So that's what I'm using. And I use a toothbrush, a very old, this has been used a lot, like to get the paint out of my nails and stuff. So we've had it for a long time. Well, I've had it for a long time. So what you're going to do, once your paint is dried, I like to go with the silver. You give it a little shake. And it's very messy. It will splatter a little bit. I know usually people do the silver and then the gray over top, but for me, I like the way this looked. If your toothbrush, if it's damp, it probably works a little better. You're just going to scrub it into your toothbrush. And I like to make sure I don't have too much on. And then you're just going to brush it on. You see here where it's splattering. This looks like it's been brushed, you know, what is that, brushed metal? You can see there. So it shows up. And maybe a little bit more. Careful when you're going up towards you. Maybe hold it away a little bit. Just get some more on the edges. If you want to get a dark spot, just press like that. And it'll give you a big chunk of it. So normally I would go rinse my brush off, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, if I can open this, put a little bit of the brown, or see, it looks rusty. I don't know if you can tell that. It looks like rust to me. So I'm going to do the same thing. What you're going to do is, I like to do the edges. And then I pick a side where I want more rust to be, because that'll be the side that's facing up more. You just brush it on. It doesn't take very much paint, and it dries really fast because you're putting a thin layer on. You can always go back in and put more on if you want. But that's how I made my marks, my rust for this. So that's that. All right, let me get this out of the way. And brush in, put this off. See, it's dry already. Dries really fast. Okay, so that's how I did the paint. Those are the colors I used. Get this out of the way. So for this one, I've already got them all ready to go. And I made my own little screws using hot glue. I put drops of hot glue onto this mat, and then after it dried, I took an X-Acto knife and cut like an X into it. And then I took black paint, just regular black paint, craft paint, and I like squished it down in with I used my finger, rubbed it all over, and then I took a slightly damp paper towel and wiped it off. And then after that all dried, I used Distress Stain, and I brushed it on. And I used a paintbrush, a small one, and just got the edges so it would look like it's metal. So that's how I did that. If you don't want to do all that, you could always use some sticky half-back pearls, and you could paint them whatever color you want. Like this, I used a Sharpie marker. I was doing yellow one day, and I needed like a yellowy gold color. So that's how I did that. These are the screws that I made. See, they're not all perfect, but I'm okay with that. So you'll need those, whatever size you're making. And then you'll need a bunch of little pieces that I just painted the sides. Again, I used my finger, and because it was faster, because they're small pieces, and just rubbed it on. So you'll need a bunch of those. And for the center I cut a circle, and then I cut two smaller pieces. So it would be the same thickness as what I'm going to use. Instead of the wire, I'm using an embroidery hoop, just the inside piece. So I wanted it so they'll lay the same, like this. And this was, I like to recycle. This was a cover for ribbon, and I tore it off, and it just happened to have this plastic piece that was stuck in the middle, and I glued it so it would stay open, so that way it looks like, I don't know, I thought it looked pretty cool to put on top to hide that. So that's what I'm going to be using. Okay, and you'll need a hot glue gun. Let's grab my gun. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to try to center it to where I want it. Then I'm going to take my first one, I think, just going to press press it in. See, it's going into the foam. You don't even have to glue it. And then do another one on opposite. Okay. Try to have the same amount. And let's see, before I do any more, make sure I got them in the right spots. So I'll have 3 more there. And 1, 2, 3. So that works out really well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these back. Make sure I get them in the same or even. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Stick it through. It's a little hard pushing it. And then we do the same for this one, just kind of eyeballing it. Okay, there's 4. And then I'm going to split the difference and kind of in the middle. As you can see, it's really easy to do. Oops, that one doesn't. There we go. And 1 more. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let's take this out and check it. Yeah, I like that. This one, maybe you need to go in just a tiny bit more. And this one. My first 2 needed to go in a little more. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll pull this out. Oh, didn't mean to pull it all the way out. Let's see if I can get it back in there. All right, so there's the beginnings. Went together pretty fast. And now we put the, oh, I also painted this and did some rusting on it. I don't know how much you'll see of it, but this is where you're going to want to make sure you've got the same amount, same distance. This looks pretty good. Nope, it's off. You want this in the center. I think that's pretty good. I mean, they're not all perfect, but it's an old windmill, so it's okay. That's where these little pieces will come in. This is why I didn't glue anything yet, too. It's because you're going to want to twist it a little bit, like that. You're going to put these underneath. Let's see. So it'll stay up like that. And yeah. All right. So let's flip this over. Wait, nope, I want it to go the other way. Because this is my rusted side, so I want that part to be up. Because that would be the part that'll get that's going to get most of the weather. I'm just double checking to make sure I got them all on right, and I do. So now I'm going to flip it over. This is my side that has the rust, and I'm just going to glue one of these on. Hot glue. Let's see. Make sure I'm getting it in the right spot. But right there. And okay. Might need to do 2. This is my first time doing this, so let's just see what it looks like with 1. Let's see, it's right here. Yeah, okay, so we'll go ahead and glue 1 on like I have, and then when we attach it, we'll add a second one. I think that'll work. So let's go ahead and glue some of these on. Try to line them up the same place. You can see here I was doing practice with the brush. Two more. And there we go. Now we're going to glue. Okay, let's just turn it back. Try this now. Just gonna. It is kind of dormant, but I think I need to put a second one on. Let's see. If I do that. Yeah. Okay. I think that'll work. So we're going to go ahead and glue a second one underneath of each one. Trying to decide if I should do. Oh, let's just go ahead and do it, right? All right, so glue. Give us a nice height. If it doesn't work, you can always pick it off. Right? Don't know if something's going to work unless you try it. All right, I think that'll work. Now, we've got to get all these cobwebs off. All right. Or actually, you could leave it. It might make it look older. All right, so I think this is going to work very well. All right, so now we're just going to flip it back over. And I could see where I have, this is not good. So here's where I messed up. So slide these down because they're still wet. They're going to have to come down further. All right. See, they pop right off. That's the paper that gets left behind. I should have done it this way to begin with. No problem. Just glue it back down. There. These three are good. Back a little more. Okay. This one, no. Okay. Extra one. Glue that on. Guess I should have thought this out before I started the video, but you know what? Actually, it's good because then you can see the process when you're trying to come up with your own ideas on how to do stuff. I always go back and repaint it. Darn. Okay. Okay, that one's good. And these two are really off, so I'm wondering if I need to go up more. Can't really tell. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue these in place. Some hot glue. let that sit for a minute. Put a lot of glue on there. All right. So when you guys, if you try this, you should lay your piece down after you've got your blades in, lay this on and then trace what I should have done, trace with a pencil, and then you'll know exactly where to put your pieces. So learn from my mistakes. And make sure these two I'm going to have to tear off and redo, so I'm not going to do that right now. So now we should be able to press it sideways. It's kind of working. Yeah. See, these haven't been done yet. That one has. These two I have to redo yet. So see, it kind of gives it that angled, it's kind of angled looking. So I think that'll work if you, like I said, draw it a circle first before you attempt to glue your little spacers on. But see, this is really flat looking, and these are elevated. Let's see. Can't really tell on camera, but it is, I promise. So, and then the last thing to do is to glue a little cover on. Or you can just leave it like this too and put some rusting on that. But, all right, there you go. That is how I do my foam board windmill. And here's the original one that I had done. So, all right, guys, I hope that helps, and, learn from my mistakes. And have a great day, and happy crafting, guys. Bye.